Bam. Okay. Boom. Boom. Only and then. Boom. 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 Bam. 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 What you talking about, Willis? How you doing right here? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. What up, Shiva? Bam, bam, bam. Streaming. Bam. How are you, my brethren? Okay, that should work now. Let's see. Say my name, say my name. Say my name, say my name. I think about you every night and day. Know that man in my way. What's up, RP? Shiva, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Shiva. How are you guys doing? All right, boom, premium. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about you every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. What up, Papa Bear? How's everybody doing? Hit the like button on the way in. I'd appreciate it, gentlemen. Help a brother out. Like and subscribe. All right, yeah, we got it early. Hours early. Oh, you think the darkness is your ally? I was born in it, molded by it. Darkness imprisoning me. All that I see, absolute horror. I cannot live. I cannot die. Trapped in my cell, body my holding cell. You merely adopted the dark, Shiva. I was born into it. Then you door. Okay, let's see what's going on the internet today. How's everybody doing? The clicker. You relate to one? Good song. Good song. Good song. It's been a while, Homelander. Okay, what's going on the internet? Let's see what's going on. How does it begin? How does one begin? I'm thinking of the melody, and then what are the first lyrics? I can't remember. God bless you. God bless you, Edidori. Bane was a great character, yeah. Thank you, Cypress. I love you too. How are you, Alex? I always hit the light as soon as I get in. Well, I had to went out and help my neighbor earlier today. Do some pool maintenance, and so I got wrapped up easy, came over. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. I can't remember. No, let's look them up. Metallica 1 lyrics. Let's see what we can find. All right. That's not it. Oh, that's the little sample that starts it. My battery is dropping to 1%. You better plug it back in. Call me unforgiven. I can't remember anything. I can't tell if this is true or a dream. Deep down inside, I feel a scream. This terrible silence stops me. And now that the war is through with me, I'm waking up, I cannot see that there's not much left of me. And nothing is real but pain now. Hold my breath as I will. I have a very different. Thank you, TK. I did a bunch of voice acting, and I was in bands for, I don't know, 12 years. Yeah, thank you. TKRX 007. All right, let's say. Nothing is real but pain now. Hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh, please, God, wake me. Have you tried dubbing? Not lately. I mean, I used to own a recording studio in Baltimore in my 20s, late 20s. So I did a lot of recording my band, recording other bands. When Homelander says it's been a while, oh, the song. The Stain song. It's been a while. So yes, I'm Optimus Prime, and I send this message to any surviving. I'm Optimus Prime, and I send this message to any surviving Autobots taking the refuge among the stars. John Goldbody. You're forgetting the name of the rap group, Public Enemy. Public Enemy #1. 5 says freeze. The other evening, Guns N' Roses just performed them in North Carolina. Wow. New blood joins this earth to quickly subdue the constant pain and disgrace. The young man learns their rules. I am Optimus Prime. What's your location? I live in Georgia. I live in Sharpsburg. It's just between Peachtree City and Noonan. What I meant, what I know, never shy through what I have shown. Oh, never shine through what I've shown. Yeah, boy. Good old songs. Good old songs. Back in the womb, it's much too real. In Punk's life that I must feel. I can't look forward to reveal. I look to the time when I live. Oh, fed to the tool that sticks in me. Just like a wartime novelty. Tied to machines that make me be. Cut this life off from me. I don't know Venom's voice. The sunset time? Sunset time. Not bedtime. Oops. 8:41 p.m. Man. Almost 9 p.m. Quarter to 20 minutes, 19 minutes to 9. Look to the time when I live. Hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh, please, God, wake me. Brings back my youth. The music video for the song was really good, really good. And I think Metallica actually bought the rights to that movie, Johnny Get Your Gun, which was the clips of apparently the people that movie hasn't been played since like the 50s or whatever. And they bought the rights to that movie because that video did so well. It would have cost them more, I guess, in licensing or whatever. So they bought it. And they dedicate their lives to running out. He constantly proves himself a bitter man. He is. The lyrics were good. Lyrics were good back then. Spasiba. You got to be kidding me, Rich. How about Tom Hardy and Peaky Blinders? Can't think of it. I've met Tom Hardy. He recorded a movie here in Atlanta area with a buddy of mine. And I worked at the studios when I was in the movie industry. We had a lot of stuff filmed here. Sunrise time. Okay. Sunrise time.
Tomorrow, sunrise is at 6:48 a.m.
Yeah. I can never figure out what that black string coming out of the forehead procedure was. Okay. I don't know. Something bad. Parasite, maybe? Who knows? Good old day. Back when art was art, when people were like, people got together in groups and they were like, let's come up with something that no one's ever seen or heard before. And then for like 30 years, from like the late 1990s to mid 2020s, everything is a copy of something else that's already been done. Like I know you hear the people wackadoodling about like changing the race of the people in like the Little Mermaid and Odyssey and whatnot, but that's not the issue. I mean, maybe that's the issue for some people, but the issue is, why not create something new? Why not create a new world for people to get lost in and forget the politics for 2 hours when you're in the movie theater? Check it out, Cyprus. Where were the remnants of Texas now? Where? Good question. There was a scene in the music video where they pull a string out of the center of his forehead. It's not. I'm not recalling. Oh, maybe they were stitches. Maybe, I don't know. Sunrise at 6:03. My place for sunset will be 8:23, which means I'm sleeping. Well, there you go, brother. Let's see. Little native mama. I ran away, but I'm back regrettably. Hope all is well with you and the laying ladies. All's doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good down here in Georgia. Sun's out. It's not too hot. Current temperature 90.
89 degrees in
Always thought it was a worm or something.
There's currently a heat advisory.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe parasite, because you never hear about parasite. I mean, just this year now, because of the explosive diarrhea parasite thing. But parasites, like other places in the world, they do parasite cleanses or parasite detox multiple times a year, and like most Americans and Europeans never have heard. Like, they're like, what are you talking about? We're clean. We've been clean. No. You can freaking parasites for anything. Hello, Lewis Matheson from Bendover. Hello. 2,318 measles cases across 43 states. Vomitrocious. All right, let's see what we're going to be looking at here. Boom. I'm good. You're no, I'm good for an anime. Yeah, I'm not interested either, brother. John Goldbody is on patrol. I don't think trolling, Lewis. I think I'm the king of the trolls, and I declare this channel a safe zone. Bend over. My old name Cyprus, mapping out a new name. Cyprus Kingdom. The Cyprus Kingdom. Okay, let's see what we can find going on here. All right, another disaster in China. What happened? Rockfall. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. What up, Profac? Self-proclaimed the king of the trolls. That's pretty good. John Goldbody. He gets in there with his thin dink. Check my weather. That's where I'm from, Cyprus. That's where I'm from. Glen Burnie, Maryland. Right by Severn and Severna Park. Yes, that's where I'm from. I lived on Covington Avenue. If you, I'm sure you're familiar. I went to Glen Burnie Senior High School. Not self-proclaimed. Just ask around. He's famous. Mud West and the Great Lakes, hot. Yeah, I'm from Glen Burnie, Cyprus. That's where I was bred and spread. You're not my king. Yeah, I lived on Covington Avenue, right by oh man, I can't remember. Park West Apartments, Park West. Off of Route 197. You will bow. What up, sir, Keith? I just asked ChatGPT about the string in the Ford Music Studio. It says it gets a weird explanation. What did it say? What did it say, Papa Bear? Yeah, that's crazy. You're only the second person. Cyprus, that's mentioned Glen Burnie since I've been streaming for almost a year and a half now. Probably more than that. Yeah, more than that. Almost 2 years. Yeah, that's crazy. Glen Burnie Senior High. And Anne Arundel Community College. And then down here for partial semester. Okay. AI is ruining YouTube. Screen door in a submarine. It's so crazy. It said it was the director showing an analogy of the soldier not having autonomy over his own body. It's too many degrees. Humidity is real. What filtration system do you recommend for above ground pool? I've seen salt, chlorine. Chlorine gives me a pause. So saltwater pools are actually chlorine pools also. You have an electrolysis device in the pump system that uses electricity to break the sodium chloride, the salt, into sodium and chlorine. So when you test your water, you're still testing for chlorine levels. But it's just not a whole lot of chlorine. So we're ready to show it. Hurry up and Google search what the weather is in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Glen Burnie, Maryland. Yep, I went to court in that courthouse. I don't know what this is. I don't urban air trampoline center. It wasn't there. Okay, temperatures 86 degrees. Today, 82 tomorrow, 83 Wednesday, and raining. Check out Kohlberger ties to the challenge conviction. A lot of people think so. Yes, a lot of people think, and it's probably better overall because usually people with chlorine pools add like a lot of chlorine, and then like it absorbs through your skin very, very easily. Nice, cleaned up the wall a bit. Now it hangs up the nice. I got that planned out. Liquidity. I got it planned out. I've definitely been to Glen Burnie many times. Yeah, that's where I'm from. That's where I'm from. Brian Kaufberger takes petition to challenge his guilty plea for killing four university students in 2022, seeking to abandon his guilty plea and once a day in court. Jeez, freaking people. There, I clicked the weather button. Now click the like button and subscribe. Yeah, this is early for me. I don't even know how to act this early. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Will bleach work? Yeah, that's what bleach is. Bleach is chlorine. Chlorine bleach. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So pool chlorine is just chlorine bleach. That's what bleach is. It's like 10% chlorine and 90% water is what the chlorine you buy for the pool is. And clothing cleaning chlorine is probably less, like 5%. But yeah, 10% chlorine. Yeah, so you can use that. You just have to use more of it. You only need it really if you got salt water and you keep it treated properly and low levels of chlorine. It's only algae to start to bloom. Yeah, it's fine. And then you can use salt water. On the next hour, it's definitely something. Yeah, it looks like it's about to storm up there. It says. Yeah. Oh, you can't see it because my wackadoo. What up, Mayo? I got a new gardener. Muhammad. Wow, those punks, those scam. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. People don't. A lot. That happens a lot in industry. The things that you use for home and the things that you use for whatever, they just put it in a different bottle. They just change the label and mark the price up a lot more. What type of salt makes a difference? Yeah. So most times you use regular type table salt, rock salt, sodium chloride. So then the salt cell or the chlorine cell, they call it two different things, is it's got some metal plates in it, has a positive charge on one side, a negative charge on the other plates. They don't touch. And then it molecularly breaks the molecule sodium chloride into sodium and chlorine. And that's how you get chlorine from salt. Yeah, that's pretty dang cool. That's pretty cool. Look to the time when I lived. Hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh, God, help me. I think we're going to see a big comeback of bands. I think we're going to see a big comeback of bands. I think we're going to see a big comeback of freaking plays and stage performances. I think people are going to get so disillusioned or so tired of not knowing whether what they see on YouTube or the movies is AI or not. And most people want to see humans do things because we're humans and we can't do things. So we want to see humans that have trained and done the work to do things like acting and like martial arts and stuff like that, boxing, baseball, football. Like, man, that guy could throw longer than I can. Right. That's why you watch them. But if they start turning it all into AI, then the only way you're going to know for sure if they're humans is if you go and watch them on stage. Check the Earth's age. They're actually changing that now, Cyprus. They're not sure if it's 3.8 billion years anymore. My chickens. Oh, my chickens. Ding dang. I'm a ding dang genius. Yeah, I'm here to help, little native mama. That's right. Always ask questions. All question everything. What am I looking up? Age of the Earth. Oxygen pools are the best, obviously. I'm sure they're way more expensive. Yeah. They're definitely expensive. Okay. 4.54 billion years old. It sits an average of 93 million miles from the sun. The shape of the Earth. Notice it doesn't say flat. No problem. I'm here to help, little native mama. Yeah, you're going to get banned. They don't tell me what to do. Standard sodium chloride treatments, traditional setup, pool grade salt or magnesium mineral pool systems. What do you recommend, Rich? So I typically, what I think's the best to use for pools is a sand filter. And then that'll get out most of the wackadoo. And then if you're going to use salt, it changes how you treat other things. Like there's like you said, there's multiple salts. There's magnesium-based salts and there's sodium-based salts. But for your, and I think magnesium's a kick-ass thing to use, but it's really expensive. It's much more expensive. What up, Catra? Cyclospora. Yeah, that's what you need this stuff for here. Keep them out your body. Keep them in a turlet. Cyclospora outbreak. Not explorer. Richard the Pool Man. That's right. That's right. Make it happen, brother. Okay. Now it says 9 states. I thought it was like 30 states.
Welcome back. According to the...
Some people have a reaction to elemental magnesium. Like I have this magnesium spray. It's just magnesium and water, a little bit of oil, a little bit of coconut oil, kind of magnesium, and you spray it on, and it gives you a little kind of itch as the magnesium absorbs through your body. But a lot of people don't realize how bad chlorine is for you. I'd rather swim in a lake than a pool, like swimming, and I would swim in a pool, but as a kid, chlorine really irritated my skin. Yeah, and it doesn't just do that. It also kills things that you need. It also, like, drinking chlorinated water isn't as kick-ass as they say. It's cheap because it cleans the water, but it also cleans your insides. Like, you need bacteria to absorb vitamins and minerals and proteins and nutrients. That will not swim in the ocean or a river. I think scary. Yeah. That was the girl down here. She lost like her fingers and toes and part of her leg and one of her arms, just swimming in the Chattahoochee River down here. We'll look that up in a second. I can't bring myself to swim in lakes or creeks. Too many people dumping. Yeah, right. Yeah, you got no idea. Chlorine is the devil. I have online tests showing how much chlorine from a cup of water. Yeah, I've showed that before. The guy, he takes 2 cups of water. He sticks his fingers in one of the cups, and then he uses drops to show you that there's chlorine in the other cup, and then he pulls his hand out and puts drops in the other cup, and there's no more chlorine in there because it's absorbed into the body. Imagine all that happened the whole time you're showering and whatnot. Yeah, a lot of dumpers. Wilderness, yeah, those are nice. Lake swimming, oceans is always too cold for me. I'm not a big fan of ocean swimming either. Add fluoride to the tap water now. Fluoride's dangerous, right? A lot more dangerous than anything. Yeah, that's something that needs to change. but the more fluoride in the water and more chlorine in the water, the more you end up spending on healthcare.
Lettuce has expanded to 9 states and more than 1,900 cases. But state data tells a different story. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services says it recorded more than 8,000 cases statewide
So they're
in the span
lying.
of about a month.
I mean, my sister had her friends that run up her dad's property hiking.
40% of Americans are eating
What's your
less
reaction to
produce
9/11?
because of the outbreak.
For a school
Confidence
project?
in the FDA to
Do
manage
it. Study everything. Absolutely. For a school project? Yeah, brother. Absolutely. Yeah, study into it. Get data from all around the world, like what other countries had to say about it. Look on both sides of the equation. Look at the conspiracy theories and come up with. You can learn quite a bit. Especially, you can learn about how media works and how they'll frame things and push certain narratives and whatnot. But I do it. Absolutely. You just got to go to the right places. Yeah. How are you, Mark, brother? Okay. They at Lake Tahoe over here bundling chemicals. We just speaking of recently changed the sex of frogs. They're making the frogs gay. Yeah. There's still clean places to swim. Got a tan? Yeah. There you go.
the cases.
Chlorine water will get you.
You see here, just 13% of Americans have a lot of confidence. You got 47% expressing they don't have much confidence in the agency or any at all. Dr. Natasha Bagdasarian is Michigan's chief medical executive. She joins us now to discuss the discrepancy and the risk to our viewers watching. Doctor, good morning. Why is there such conflicting data, and how does Michigan track its numbers?
Well, here in Michigan, we
Jurassic
have over
Park,
8,000 cases as of Friday morning. I would anticipate that as we update those numbers, today, they will be significantly higher. And now there has been a consistent lag in the numbers reported by the CDC on their web pages since the beginning of this outbreak. And a lot of that has to do with the way they are counting cases. But we have over 8,000 laboratory confirmed cases just here in our state.
And here's a problem. You can't really trust the numbers, because if they want, like, if they want to make someone or something look bad or make it seem like they're doing their job better, they'll count the numbers. What do you mean they have a problem counting the numbers? If they've got the parasite, they've got the parasite. If they don't, they don't. It's how they count the numbers. What do you mean? You got parasites, that's one. You got it, that's two. You got it, that's three. You don't, that's none. You've got it, that's four. It's not that difficult. I hate how they play with numbers like that. Now there's no panic among the people.
Now, the former director for the FDA's Food Safety Department joined CBS Sunday Morning saying that she thinks this is a national wake-up call. Let's just play that.
We've never seen anything like this. This is just
an
astonishingly large outbreak. We had a national advisory committee.
My God, America sucks. Which with this
advise FDA and USDA on how to prevent microbial contamination in food. That advisory committee was.
What would happen to your country, Bojangles, if America disappeared? And do you actually have any idea how much America funds the rest of the world? Like, almost all medicine production and creation, it comes from America. Almost all technological advancements come from America. If it went away, what would you guys do? I don't even know where you're from. You seem like you don't think that much. We've never seen anything like this. Girl, stop clowning. Right. I hate the way freaking they frame stuff on media. Okay, you'd be fine. Then why don't you just live like that? Stop using all American designed equipment and medication and whatnot, and just live like America doesn't exist. Start there. Get off the internet.
Disbanded. We used to convene meetings with our Mexican counterparts on how we can work together to improve food safety. That entire team was let go.
I see you nodding as this sound is playing. What do you?
Yeah, so that's an anti-political rhetoric there too, saying if these people wouldn't have been fired or let go or moved out of this, that it wouldn't have happened. No, it would have absolutely happened. It's a private company that didn't clean its shit properly, that had fields that people were pooping in, and they sold that. So if you had more people, they'd be able to count the number better. But the parasites still would have gotten around. Does Flint, Michigan have clean water yet? Or are they still getting milk chocolate? I think they're still getting chocolate milk. Like we had that parasite from deli meats, a parasite from cantaloupe. Right, we had the parasite from green onions. There's a lot, and people. The thing is, if we got parasite cleanses every 3 months, like a lot of the other rest of the world does, then the parasite we would get, and we would have a level of that anti-parasitic medication in our bodies, and that this wouldn't be as big of a problem. But they don't want to spend the money. Yeah, you love the hate relationship with America. Ignore him. Yeah, I'm ignoring him. How about also bandwagon with the rest of the world? Start teaching yourself from parasites. Yeah. Hurricane Geneva reached Category 5.
You make of those remarks, and how have cuts to food safety budgets impacted the management of this outbreak?
Well, what I can tell you is this is a huge wake-up call. This is just looking at...
So they're going to want to hire more government. They're going to want to hire more government rather than holding the company accountable. Why didn't the company do the tests before they released their food to the world? That's the problem. The problem ain't government. The problem is these companies should be sued into oblivion, and some other person that wants to start a food company should be able to be like, okay, now this company's going out of business. I'm going to start a lettuce company and do better. Yeah, no, we can't keep saying it's the government's fault, and when the companies are the ones that should be documenting this. Because the thing is, the food's going to go out. It's going to leave the company. It's going to go to other companies to make our tacos and stuff, and then we get sick. And they're like, oh, if the government was better, how? Well, what would you have done? What would you have done? You can't. It's lettuce. It's not like they can send you a sample of every head of lettuce, and then they'll say, oh, this has cyclospora in it or whatever. Because we have already eaten it. But from when it's picked to when it's consumed is only a few days. Yeah, it's stupid.
The Michigan numbers alone.
By locally, by neighborhood. I agree.
Outbreak of cyclosporiasis recorded in recent U.S. history. This is just the
government regulations that go into
clearly contaminated.
So, yeah, we should have enforcement. We should have enforcement for when they fail, because on lettuce. On fruits and vegetables, they rot quickly. So, like, what would the backlog be? So the company should have their own labs, and if not, then they can't get these big contracts, and that's what should be required. The water should be tested, and the thing is, we can have this automated. They could take the rinse water and just check it for the proteins and whatnot for the parasites, all of them. Turn on the TV today channel. There was a tornado warning somewhere in the States. Call Miss Delivery. What up, Sir Wellington the Fourth? I've been good, brother. Yapping about the winds and stuff. The tornado warning places kind of really advanced words. Anything going on? Thank you, little native mama. I got the poop. Small businesses filed a federal lawsuit challenging Trump administration's newest sweeping tariffs tied to forced labor claims across 60 countries. Yeah, why didn't yeah, right. And this is what pisses me off. Like they didn't just start. Like the slavery didn't just start. The forced labor didn't just start. No, all your iPhones, all that crap, your television, your computers, your microphones, everything. It's all the plastic crap, everything. All that's forced labor, and it's been for centuries. Like, why was there a tornado warning? And either it was a yup, dangerous, or don't issue it. They want to keep reminding you that your tax dollars are going somewhere worthwhile. Holy grassy ass for the live stream. What up, Snuffles? Interesting came about that America FIFA World Tournament. Haven't heard of any diseases yet. Yeah. You are 110th grade in session. Yeah, reality. And this is a problem with current media, current entertainment. It's not. We want an escape from reality. We don't want to go watch a movie that seems like the news.
And significant contamination of our food supply here in Michigan, coming from other states, coming from other countries, and that contamination is with human feces. I think we need to think about that. So there is a breakdown somewhere here. I can't.
It depends. It really depends. If you get more sunlight. And a small, like a lot of the microplastics, just a lot of sunlight. And remember, UV light goes through the body, and it can break down small microplastics. I'm the Hydrogen Knight. I've arrived to ensure you consuming the recommended daily amount of water, 3.7 liters per man and 2.7 liters for women. Thank you, Rory Night Hydration. My dog is enjoying laying outside in the sun. But yeah, my cat was laying straight up on the freaking concrete. He's been doing that. What's up, Jake? What up, TW? Sickness here in West Virginia. I'm doing good, brother Jake. Doing good.
Talk about cuts to the FDA.
Good to hear.
What I can talk about is cuts to public health and cuts to the CDC, those have trickled down all the way to the state and local level. So we're doing much more than we have ever done before.
Here's the problem, and whether you want to hear it or not, look at this. Here, let's do this. This is going to piss everybody off. I've built up a tolerance to poop since I eat my own. What's that in freedom units? He's all liters. Two cases of West Nile. So sunshine helps. Yes. It helps a lot. Remember, hospitals back in the day sent solariums. They used to be hospitals. You would fast and be out in the sun. I love pooping. It feels so good. The tariffs are about 10 to 12.5%. I don't think maybe I'm wrong. No, that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, let's see if I can find this real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, Yuma, Arizona. Look at this. So during the 4 years of the Biden administration, and even before that, when there were still thousands of people coming across the border, in Yuma, Arizona, one of the best access points to come across the border, and it says here, due to lack of accessible bathrooms, like there should have been bathrooms for the migrants to use. So millions of people came across the border, and they used these fields as bathrooms. Yuma, Arizona is the #1 spot where we get the United States lettuce from. And then a lot of this lettuce that came from Mexico, also, those fields are by the southern border. So there's people pooping in those fields. And what do you think's in that? The parasites from all around the world that all these people came through. Yeah, and I think that's what we're seeing here. Don't put a tariff on poop and play Google Arts and Culture's 4th of July fireworks right now. Burlap in a barrel, spice and borders, collective virology, and a watch retailer. Has the Ebola situation calmed down? Haven't heard much. Yeah, seemed like it has. I want to go upstairs and snack, but don't worry, come inside and hear me. I just go upstairs.
Including this outbreak with far
What up,
fewer
Walrus?
resources.
Oh, thank you,
Secretary
brother.
Kennedy
Thank you, brother.
Bo says this outbreak is under control. What do you make of that statement?
Well, the specific agent causing this outbreak has not yet been identified. And we're still advising folks here in Michigan to really use a lot of strategies around eating protein.
What strategies? I thought the lettuce in Mexico really was
cooking anything that can be cooked. We're asking people to avoid bagged lettuce.
I'm glad that here in Switzerland, our border is secure immigration law.
Some significant concerns around our food supply.
Yeah, wash everything, be
10%.
careful, listen to
Poop in
doctors,
the lettuce
get
field,
the
yeah.
best advice. Dr. Natasha Bagdasarian, we appreciate your warnings.
But here's the thing. A lot of people have parasites and have no idea. If they're not intestinal parasites and you don't see them when you poop, then you think I don't have parasites. But there's tens of thousands of parasites that from inside your, like, bone parasites, liver flukes. There's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. And if you have them and they don't kill you, they can just make you sick your whole life. And if you go to the doctor, they don't test for parasites or get rid of parasites because they don't know. They just see the symptoms you have and say, here's some lotion or creams for that skin rash. And then you don't know until you're dead. It's the far lettuce is the most sacred of the vegetables. The church pastor always says, let us rejoice. Taylor Farms is importing Mexican lettuce. Right. So, and here, like I was just mentioning, Profac. So as you had millions of people coming through those fields in Mexico and in like Yuma, Arizona, pooping and peeing in the fields, millions of people. So now that poop and the parasites in that poop and then the fertilizer that they add to those fields, those parasites are just living in there, reproducing and having a good time. This is the same thing as salmonella outbreak in spinach, people taking a crap in the fields. That's right. Right. And when our borders aren't secure, you don't know what's coming across. There's no health inspections. Like, remember, those people weren't even getting COVID vaccines that were coming across the border. 25 million people, not one vaccine. They gave them aspirin. It's crazy. Darkness imprisoning me. All that I see, absolute horror I can outlive. Okay, let's see. Uh-oh, looks like there's an okay, what was I looking up before? Somebody mentioned something. I said I'd get there. I can't remember what it was. West Virginia, laying out in the sun, microplastics. Poop. Oh, cool. Bam. Nice. What happened? There we go. Okay, let's see. Why did Trump take the Covax? I don't know. I had no idea. I'm not watching it anymore. What are you talking about, Cypress? What you talking about, Willis? All right, let's see. Van Jones, shingles vaccine prevents dementia. Yeah, right. I could cry. 4th of March. I thought the negotiations had won. How do we become strangers? How about the Northwest ICE detention centers? Northwest ICE detention center. Yeah, I mean, everything that pops up is all about prostitution, protests. They're now saying creatine versus signs of dementia, Alzheimer's. They've said that for decades. Absolutely. Like they've said that you should be taking like adults. Absolutely. But creatine's one of the most studied wackadoos supplements of all time, and it does very, very good for cellular energy, health, all kinds of stuff. There's lots and lots of studies, but most people think of it as a weightlifting type, a gym bro type supplement. That's your body makes. They use phosphocreatine and to make adenosine triphosphate, which is like the energy of the cells. All right, that don't look like wackadoodle. Pooping in lettuce fields. Okay. Dang, why did I turn the thing off? Great beak, thank you. I made it myself. I broke my nose about 12 times skateboard. Yeah, boy. Guinness World Record juggler set himself with fire. Guinness Book of World Record juggler sets himself on fire. Oh, dang it. It's all Facebook. Let's see. Mike Wolf. Somebody mentioned that a couple of months ago. Said I look like the American Pickers guy, El Kermit. Neurodegenerative disease such as Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's are irreversible. They appear to be, but they appear to be from. Oh, hold on, where am I at? Oh, let's get this going. Hold on. Oh, dang it! Can't play the music. He says he lost his eyebrows. Burned one of his eyebrows off on a unicycle. You weren't banned before. Oh, from YouTube, you mean? Not here. I didn't ban you. John Goldbody. Huh, interesting. Interesting. I guess you got to do something. I guess juggling's where it's at. All right, let me turn my fan on real quick. Freaking cooking in here. There we go. Darkness imprisoning me. All that I see, absolute horror. I cannot live. Trapping myself by my own self. You may have. I haven't seen you on Mikey Moo's channel. Who's Mikey Moo? Am I missing out on all the fun? Okay, let's see. Surgery obsessions. The diarrhea causing parasite. Uh-oh. He changed. Okay, surgery obsession. Man has 1,000 surgeries. 2 million subs. What happened? Uh-oh. No, he isn't fun. What up, Steve? When you're live last night till 1 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, I went for a while last night, Stevie, brother. And then now I've been on for 45 minutes. That was pretty early. I'm in band timed out from this channel. Mikey Moose channel, he's a millionaire trust. He's wackadoodle. I didn't time you out. Who timed you? I didn't. Who timed you out? I didn't even see it on the list. What is that? Long YouTube. Yeah, brother. Reginald is Reginald. What up, Stinky Fart? How you been, brother? Ain't seen you in a while. All right, let's see. MMA. Storage economy is broken, obliterated, attached Aztec death whistles to my wife's exhaust. Let's see if we can find some. I replaced every subscription I paid for. You're getting your hands on more gray hairs like the double door. That's right, it's my wisdom showing. I think Buckeye did it sarcastically. This chat is reserved for Buckeye's opinions only. Something close to. Here, hold on. There. Now he can't. I just checked chat history. Definitely didn't say anything about being. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think and it would have popped up. It would have deleted all your stuff and said banned by. It would have said banned by Wackadoo. Yeah. Bam. All right. Okay. Ilhan Omar lost her mind. 13 million people did since Cat Love something. Inauthentic content. Air Force's $400,000 helmet. Do we want to see that? Yeah, I mean, I read like every single freaking thing. I can't. If I would have seen it, I would have took care of it right away. I didn't see it. If I touch it, it goes down. But if I didn't, I'm going up. Hey, no problem. Welcome to the family. So original Bunk Push the Third. The turd. All right, let's check this out.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II stands as the most advanced fifth-generation multi-role stealth fighter aircraft on the planet. The turd. An engineering marvel designed to dominate modern airspace. Costing well over $100 million per unit, it is packed with cutting-edge electronic warfare suites, stealth coding, and internal weapon bays. However, Its most revolutionary feature
Those things are
is not
freaking
found inside
badass.
the
Thank
titanium airframe
you,
itself.
John Gomani.
Instead, it is worn directly on the pilot's head.
Thank you, brother Gomani.
This is the Generation 3 helmet-mounted display system,
World War
a piece
III,
of
you mean?
advanced
World War
military
11?
technology that
Bam.
carries an astonishing price tag of $400,000.
Bam. Thank you, brother. Fast
This
moving
helmet
fires
is
in
far
France.
more than just
Fast moving fires in France, Spain placed 325,000 residents. Tourist fair fire struggle to contain the blazes in Bordeaux, France. Bam.
the protective shell. It serves as the central command workspace and visual interface for the entire aircraft. Integrated directly with the jet's distributed aperture system, 6 high-resolution infrared cameras are placed strategically around the outer skin of the airplane. These cameras stream real-time, high-definition video, feeds directly onto the helmet's coated visor.
Challenge, send
As a
laughing disco
result,
shout. Hey,
when
make
the
it happen.
pilot
Make
looks
it
down,
happen.
they do not see the cockpit floor or their own knees. Instead,
See, so they said high resolution, and the stuff we get from like the news and stuff is it's like ultra low resolution. So I wonder if they downscale it significantly before, so like the other governments don't know how good it is. Macron said he fires the worst crisis since World War II, which of course has angered the anti-immigrant crowd. Wow, yeah, he shouldn't have said that. You could still ask anything. I tried. I asked for everything.
they see completely straight through the metal structure of the jet, granting them an unprecedented, omnidirectional 360-degree view of the battle space below. Combined with advanced targeting technologies and active radar tracking, enemy aircraft, ground threats, and flight
845. We already
telemetry
went over
are
that,
projected
Cypress.
as digital symbology
VR with
directly into the
5G.
pilot's field of vision, allowing them to track and lock onto targets regardless of where the nose of the aircraft is pointing. To harness this immense technological
Man,
power,
that's
every
freaking. Oh.
Every single F-35 pilot must undergo an extreme, highly detailed customization ritual just to get the helmet fitted. It is a meticulous, hours-long process where there is zero margin for error. Technicians at the Aircrew Flight Equipment Facility utilize a high-precision
Dude, that's
3D laser
amazing.
scanner to map the exact microscopic topography of the pilot's skull. This digital data is sent to a specialized milling machine to create a completely custom-molded styrofoam inner liner that matches the pilot's head perfectly. If the helmet shifts even a fraction of a millimeter during a high G-turn, it could misalign the internal optics and blind the pilot at a critical moment.
Jeez,
Next, technicians perform a detailed pupil alignment.
we got some serious technology going on, and this is what they let us know about. This helmet's learn does it make you love America? Right. We got some serious. If this is what they release for us to know, can I be your first? That's a tribute. Yeah, pure oxygen intake, right? Thing is, your skin touch your head. I mean, hey, but you're doing freaking mock butt cheeks. You don't want it to be shipped around, and there's people shooting at you. You want to make sure you got. I mean, it's got to be a little uncomfortable for a couple-hour flight. You get back home and you get that. I think it's worth it. I mean, I wear uncomfortable freaking my headset pushing my glasses arms into my side of my head. It's a little uncomfortable when I do it, and I ain't the freaking military. I don't think we can ban anyone. You can ban. You don't have to ban them. You could time them out for 10 seconds or something if you want to. If he wants you to.
Advanced optical tracking device. They measure the exact interpupillary distance to calibrate the dual projector system inside the visor. The digital imagery must line up perfectly with the pilot's pupils to prevent double vision and severe eye fatigue during long combat missions.
Damn.
Once this intense fitting process is complete, the pilot prepares for flight. The uniform preparation involves donning a specialized anti-G
You got
suit,
him.
which uses
Pro back
inflatable
got
bladders to
jammed.
compress the legs and abdomen, preventing blood from
It's not now you're drunk with power.
pooling in the lower extremities during 9G maneuvers.
9G.
They also don a heavy-duty life support vest containing survival gear and emergency oxygen lines, all meticulously checked by life support personnel for potential pressure leaks. Walking out onto the hot tarmac, the pilot approaches the advanced stealth fighter.
Damn. Doc retiring in December, but up my Kalon and replaced Doc for me.
They climb up the integrated flush-mounted cockpit ladder.
See, up my Klonopin as replacement Doc February. There you go. Getting ready for the future, Sir Jacob. You want to hit that oxygen? How you doing, my brother? Bam.
Settling into the advanced ejection seat. Ground crews secure the communication lines and high-pressure oxygen hoses to the helmet. The single-piece canopy lowers and seals shut with an airtight hiss. After final system checks, the pilot taxis to the
Dude,
runway.
that's freaking amazing stuff.
Engages the afterburner, and the F-35 roars down the strip before lifting effortlessly into the air. While the F-35 helmet represents the absolute pinnacle of modern aviation engineering, the essential foundation of keeping combat pilots safe begins on the ground within the Aircrew Flight Equipment Department. Here, life support technicians
That's
perform highly
freaking-
critical inspections, rigorous testing, and routine maintenance on
I
standard
can't
flight
imagine
helmets
being
and survival
suspended in
gear
the air,
used across
burning in
various
heaven
legacy
inside.
fleets. The process is demanding.
I would imagine that ejection it definitely can be done while you're unconscious. Definitely. So if the airframe decides that there's no survivability for the airframe, it's going to eject you. What up, Tommy? It's been a while. Just released from the den of a 59-year-old cougar. Worth it. I have actually tried the boost oxygen feature on Shark Tank. It was pretty good and deep. Brother, they used to have O2 bars, oxygen bars that you would go to. They sold smoothies and stuff, no alcohol, and you'd put a cannula under your nose, thing it like puts pure oxygen. Yeah, and people used to do that all the time. They got it. I guess they went out. I haven't heard about them in years. I mean, like a crop duster, plane, balloon. Oh. Yeah. You're gonna try your best to land that freaking thing. Yeah, that sucks. So it sucks to have to think about stuff like that, especially if you're doing it. It's too risk reward ain't worth it for me. I'm not going up that. Have a great afternoon, Cypress Kingdom.
And highly detailed. Technicians completely disassemble every helmet piece by piece, inspecting the oxygen masks for microscopic tears in the silicone. They place the oxygen masks onto specialized diagnostic test rigs, pumping simulated air pressure through the valves to verify that the breathing regulators deliver pure oxygen flawlessly at extreme altitudes, where thin air can cause hypoxia and sudden unconsciousness.
Hypoxia is low blood oxygen. It's like cylindrical bottle you can carry. Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them.
Identical.
They have that little thing on the end that looks like a snorkel part that goes in your mouth, and you like push it. I've seen them. What up, Brianna? Thank you. With all these sicknesses going around, I have to worry about my grandpa with heart problems. Damn, brother. Yeah, you gotta look out for your family. They don't even tell us what kind of operating system AI is integrated. Yeah, there's no way. If it does get leaked, it'll be a lie anyway. The Apache helicopter's headset is sick. Yes. Yeah, where you look is where the gun aims. Yep. Yeah, brother. Massa, make America straight again. What's up, Tony, brother? Did you watch Tar Baby? I did not. Do you have the ride, carnival ride where you go inside, spins around, presses you against the sides? Yeah, grab try. Yeah, absolutely. Have it on that. I puked on it. Puked on it. Absolutely did. Hey, all this sickness is a worry for these doctors. I don't think the doctors are worried about it. I think they're getting that money. And that's what they worry about. Hell yeah. Massive.
Rigorous
You
scrutiny.
puke too? Yeah,
Technicians mount them to the helmets and calibrate them using advanced darkroom test sets, ensuring the dual-tube optics are perfectly crisp, completely clear, and entirely free from visual distortion before a nighttime combat mission.
Damn, that's so tough.
The meticulous nature of this
Please,
work
Massa.
becomes incredibly
Please,
apparent
Massa.
when pilots suit up for active operations.
Doctors are like, yep. That's right. The gays and the
assist
Nazis
the
have a lot in
aircrew in a
common. They
highly
both love to have big
disciplined,
parades and throw big
step-by-step
parties
process.
and hang big flags.
Ensuring every zipper on the flame-resistant flight suit is fully secure. The survival radio beacon is functional, and the anti-G trousers fit tightly around the pilot's legs.
Anti-G trousers.
After they get you fit up, we're gonna have you sit down.
The helmet is carefully placed onto the pilot's head, with technicians adjusting the chin straps, aligning the ear cups, and checking the dual visor mechanism to ensure smooth deployment before the aircrew heads out to the flight line.
Continue breathing.
Continue breathing.
For
Just raise
legacy
prices higher,
aircraft
make
like
more
the
money.
F-16 Fighting Falcon,
What it seems
the
like
helmet
these
systems
days.
utilize different
Thanks,
but
wow,
highly
actually,
lethal
Anthony.
capabilities.
You hate it?
The
the
F-16
gays stole the
employs
rainbow like the
Joint
Nazis stole the
Helmet-Mounted
swastika.
Cueing system.
That's exactly right, Zettel, bro. Yeah, that's exactly right. And I'd say 99.999% of people have no idea that's the habit that's in line. Most people have no idea about that.
Or JHMCS. This system provides the pilot with a specialized monocle over their right eye, projecting
The
critical
government
flight
name is Anthony
telemetry,
too. I get Tony
airspeed,
day to day.
altitude, and targeting data directly onto their line of sight. By using magnetic transmitter sensors embedded inside the cockpit canopy, the aircraft tracks exactly where the pilot is looking in real time. This helmet-mounted targeting system allows pilots to lock their heat-seeking or radar-guided weapons onto
By
enemy
blinking.
aircraft simply by turning their heads toward
Me?
them.
I didn't watch it. I saw a couple of the clips. I didn't watch it though. I don't know where I was. I would have streamed it had it been on while I was streaming, but I didn't see. I just saw the clips. And it's just like Trump trolling, doing what he does. I mean, he basically turned it into a roast. What it seemed like to me. I didn't see if it was a bunch more stuff after that. The government name's the name on your birth certificate, Tony. Your government name is like what's on your birth certificate, not what you go by. Trump pulled out of 2020. Yeah. He put one on, and he said he's running for a fourth time. You got it, brother. Yeah, you got it.
Passing the need to maneuver the entire nose of the fighter jet toward the target. This revolutionary capability has dramatically altered the nature of modern dogfighting.
Being a pilot
proving
seems
that
way
legacy
scarier because
airframes can still pack an incredibly high
Dude, I saw a video yesterday or the day before of Ukrainians in open cockpit planes. Without cockpit covers, they were open, so the wind's blowing past them, and they were leaning out. They were there was a pilot, a co-pilot, and the co-pilot was leaning out of the airplane, shooting incoming drones down with machine guns. I don't know if it was an AK or M16 or M6 or whatever, but yeah, it was absolutely nuts. What are your thoughts about that on using AI for Iran war footage? I thought about that for a little bit, but it just seems like that's the new. Everything's propaganda. Everything is. I mean, back when I was younger, like in the 90s, early 2000s, they would use animations to say like, oh, here's the weapons of mass destruction in this right next to this truck, and the truck was like digitally drawn. It wasn't AI. It was but they were using like a PowerPoint drawn PowerPoint slides to say where the weapons of mass destruction were and stuff like that. It's just what is done now. AI just draws pictures better, you know. But I mean, and Iran's doing the same thing. If you look at Iran's propaganda, they've got like wackadoo stuff. Like it looks super CGI, showing like 500 missiles heading towards like a B-2 bomber or whatnot. You could probably piss crap those jet. Oh, guaranteed. I'm not MAGA person, Trumpology expert, but he's funny sometimes. Fake war footage. Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, don't think that's a Trump thing. That's a propaganda thing. And that's a big thing, Trail, that a lot of people are so anti-Trump 100% that they're losing sense of reality. They forget that this has always happened and it's happening around the world. It's not Trump. It's propaganda. It's what they always do. Whatever the best photoshopping or digital representation, CGI technology, animation. Like, remember Disney? If you look at Disney's World War II propaganda, because they didn't have video of stuff, so they had propaganda footage, and it looked like cartoons. People knew it was cartoons, but people had an emotional connection to the cartoon, so they felt that, like, okay, I've seen these cartoons. I guess we can support our representatives to go to war. It's propaganda. Most people can't see through it. When did Obama have the DOD give his son the biggest loan in history of the DOD? I got no idea. But he gave $1.7 billion in cash to Iran. He definitely did that. I've heard the Air Force pilots tell me that they support high cholesterol diet because it hardens their arteries for the G forces. That seems like it would be opposite. Maybe, I can't imagine it, but you want the arteries to be stretchy, so under the G forces they'll stretch and not split. G.I. Joe, the real American hero.
Punch when paired with advanced pilot interfaces.
Punch the Bobby, so we're going to go ahead and bring the LPF home. I didn't slay it. We'll get the Bobby airborne.
Transitioning from traditional land bases to active maritime operations, we see how these advanced flight systems function in the most demanding and hostile environments on Earth, specifically regarding the short takeoff and vertical landing variant.
That's tough.
Designed for the United States Marine Corps and international allies, the F-35B is an engineering marvel capable of operating from austere land bases and amphibious assault ships. Inside the massive, bustling hangar bay of the amphibious assault ship USS Tripoli,
brother, listen, that's politics. Did you forget what happened about the Ukraine war and Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and their funding and whatnot? What do you expect? That's what I want to know. You can say all you want about Trump, but you're saying it about politics in general. You're just deluding yourself to think that Trump's the only person that does it. You're down with it. You've been down with it. You didn't complain about it before, and that's why it gets done now. Why do you think he probably stole this election? Because he told you people what was wrong with it, and everybody was like, no, it's only Trump. But then you find out that they've been saying this since 2008, and the election's been stolen. Kamala Harris said it. Bernie Sanders said it. Chuck Schumer said it back after the 2016 election that the Russians were involved, the Chinese were involved. We should go back to paper ballots, and nobody said anything about it. So now he's telling you, Trump's telling you, the election can be bought. And if you don't want to fix it, you're never gonna have another chance again. That's what it seems like. It looks like that's what's happened. And now he's trying to zip up the close up the back door so nobody else can benefit from that. Trump ate those liberal pigs lunch on Friday night. He wore the world's greatest narcissist. He's arrogant. Definitely knows how to get done. Yeah, and he definitely knows how to push people's buttons. They said harden arteries to keep it. Oh, collapse. Yeah, that's possible. What do you think about Bill Maher? I think it's odd. I mean, I don't think it's odd because I'm from the movie industry, which was basically had the same outlook on politics as Bill Maher does. That that, you know, if the Democrats started to use a Trojan horse theory, saying like, hey, if you want abortion, if you want free health care, well, you also have to have open borders and other wackadoodle stuff like that. So they made themselves the enemy of the people by saying, if you want free health care, you're also going to open our borders. So people are like, oh, well, Trump hates free health care now. Or is it that most people don't want open borders? And so that's what happens. People forget that this is politics. This has been being done. This is why the Trojan horse theory story is a story. It tells you how politics work, but people can't put it together because hate will blind you to the truth, and you don't really see what's going on. You think it's just Trump, 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 while the other side is just as bad, if not worse, but you can't see that because your eyes are pinned on Trump. This is why every time the Democrats say something, they always say the problem's Trump, problems, Trump, problems, Trump. So you'll think that too. Repetition is programming. So you think that, and you'll never look at your own party and see, oh, well, they're freaking ripping this place to shreds too. Why do you think Hollywood is losing their platforms? Why? Because a lot of Hollywood was from government funding, and that's dried up. Bill Maher is an interesting individual. Actually, I have some respect for him. Yeah. What do you think of Gutfeld? I don't watch Gutfeld. He does look unhealthy. I've seen clips of him, but I don't watch any of the main news channels at all. Obama had cages too. How open borders for those. So yeah, Obama started the cages. Right, and Obama also had the same ICE director and the same ICE laws. Remember, Trump can't make laws. The executive branch doesn't write laws. So the same laws that were written in 2002 for ICE and immigration and everything are the same laws that Trump's operating under. So the cages and Tom Homan, the same Tom Homan that's working for Trump, worked under Obama. Obama gave Tom Homan an award for deporting 900,000 people. Obama deported so many people that his nickname was the Deporter-in-Chief. People forget all this, or they're too young to remember that time, and they think immigration is only a Trump thing. It's the same people, it's the same facilities, it's the same ICE, it's the same laws. None of this is new. New York City's having mass protests against Zohran Mamdani, being a bunch of anti-Zohran Mamdani protests going on. Yeah, I saw that. Why did Donald tear down the East Wing? So the theory is that they're building a bomb shelter and a protection, like a missile interception protection facility, and using the ballroom as a guise. But what we know it's true. You have to choose. So then your Trojan theory doesn't hold up. Yes, it absolutely holds up. What do you mean it doesn't hold up? You're talking about one thing. Why do most people vote for Democrats? They usually vote for Democrats in order to keep free speech, to keep the borders closed, and to have access to health care, and to try to get free health care and to edge us closer to socialism. Well, now the Democrats are now saying, well, we'll use that as a Trojan horse. So in order to get all of that from us, in order to get everything that you want, we're also going to fit in all of this other stuff. Transing for the children, changing the education system, opening the borders, things that were antithetical to what the Democrats said just 15 years ago. So it absolutely holds up 1,000%. Yeah, women getting stabbed in France. Pay 12% Social Security, 5% Medicare to pay deadbeat illegal state kids. A lot of people listen, and that if you only talk to your local friends and your bubble online, and you only listen to left-wing media or any media, the mainstream media, you're only going to hear what the leadership of the parties want you to hear. It's very important not to fight with people that may be on your side, just have a different way of doing things. Like, I think that especially like the industry, the movie industry, the unions, the main unions, the movie industry are now instead of saying we've got to vote Democrat, are saying vote your interests, which is a complete departure of what it used to be, blue no matter who. It's very, very, very strange that's happening. The left has destroyed France, failed ideology. I need help. Okay, what do I need help with, Caitlin? I guess you have. I see it on the news. No. Tired of paying for illegals, kids. Oh, about the stabbing. Well, let's look at this. I want to check that out
Aircraft
first.
handlers work under tight constraints and high stress conditions. Precision towing vehicles carefully maneuver the stealth jets
Switchbacks.
around the cramped hangar deck, positioning them onto the massive hydraulic deck elevators that lift the multi-million-dollar aircraft up to the wind-swept flight deck. Once topside, the unique, gravity-defying capabilities of the F-35B are put on full display. Unlike traditional
so
carrier
tough.
jets that require massive steam or electromagnetic catapults to get airborne, the F-35B can launch using its own immense engine power over remarkably short distances. On Allied vessels like the United Kingdom's
Yeah, that's
flagship
tough.
aircraft carrier,
Yeah, it looks really cool.
the HMS Queen Elizabeth, the ship is built with a distinctive ski jump ramp at the bow.
Damn.
This upward curved ramp helps launch the jet into the air by converting forward rolling momentum into vertical lift.
Jeez.
allowing the
Republicans and
aircraft to take
Democrats
off-
may be broadly alike. No administration history has had many incompetent and corrupt members drop. Right. But if the issue is that if this, and it looks like it's becoming more and more true, especially over the past week, that the Serbians were able to, or Serbian IP addresses were able to log into our voting machines and change vote tally and whatnot. That just means, and the Russians can do it and the Chinese can do it. Is what's been coming out the past couple of days, and it's more expressly that we've got a bunch of people here that aren't able to vote but can vote. If it's true, that means that someone will take money to swap those votes. So if Trump won in 2016, and even if Russia helped him or whatever, if any of that ends up being true, I guess we'll see in the future. And then Biden ended up getting more money to win. Biden-Harris ended up getting the money to make sure that the votes went in their way for 2020. And then Trump ended up getting the money together to make it go his way in 2024. That what it all comes down to is we've got to make sure that our elections are secure, which they do not look like they're being secure. Democrat or Republican, or what we're going to end up having is we're going to have other countries that have billions and trillions of dollars of oil money coming in and buying their people into power. Because what it seems like's going on now is groups of people are buying people's elections. They're buying their way in, and then when they get there, they want paid back plus interest plus profit, and that's what it seems like's happening. What are your thoughts on the conservative Islamic State movement? I think what needs to happen and what's happening around the world is what's happening in South Africa, where you have the Zulus kicking out the migrants. You have in South America now, just in the past 2 years, 7 elections have converted left-wing states into right-wing states, and what's going on in America about immigration, what's going on in Mexico. Mexico's trying to kick out a bunch of the migrants that came through that couldn't make it to America because the border was shut down before they could get there. They're kicking them out, and what a lot of the and there's multiple sects of Islam, but what ends up happening is while they're there, they try to use their numbers to create parallel industry, parallel law enforcement and whatnot. But they're not the only people to do it. The Jews do it too. There's a Muslim police force in New York. There's also a Jewish police force in New York. So they're not the only ones to do it, but they're the ones that have the numbers that people worry about. 47 strong arm Brad Raffensperger's for 11,000. I have no. I don't know, but like I said, if you can do that, then that means that he's right, that the Trump administration's correct about the votes being able to be bought, or the elections are able to be bought. That just seems to add more evidence to it. Just because Trump's administration or Trump's people did it doesn't mean it's not true. If they could buy it, but they just didn't buy enough illegitimate votes or whatever, and I got no idea. It just seems like if that can happen, then it seems like it can happen, right? So it just seems so odd that no one's looking into it. UK wasn't legal migrants. Same thing. It's not just the UK. It's happening all over the world. Denmark is kicking out the center left Democrat, center left Denmark leaders just got kicked out for a right wingers because the center left wanted no more prayer in the streets, no more face coverings in schools or in public, and they wanted Muslim kids as young as 2 years old to start Danish education to learn Danish values and whatnot. And then when the election came up, the country still went right wing because that wasn't enough for the people. They were like, no, we don't want this here, because they have if you look up the Denmark and the parallel societies, it got to a point and they were only bringing in a couple hundred people a month, not a couple million. The Gulf countries will no longer have excuses to owe money. So we are winning out. Colonizers win, immigrants gone. Karma. Well, I mean, yeah, everybody. What? But if immigrants, if the people say the reason that these people are coming to America is they hate America, I don't think that's true. Did you watch the hearings with Jack Smith about the 11,000? No, I didn't. Oh, the people that hate us and live us on our charity are getting the boot. Right. And I think that's the way a lot of people feel. This is why there's now hundreds of thousands of Republican voting liberals, because the definition of liberal has changed so much. And if open borders are what we are, if Democrats are requiring open borders to go along with free health care, people are like, okay, I'll pay for my health care. Wait, let's see. Election integrity. Trump 2020 tried to undermine the election by putting 84 fake electors. They were convicted. The Trump pardoned them. Integrity. Yeah, right. So why was that possible? Why was that possible to do? Right. So if that's possible to do, why doesn't whatever loophole that was in, why doesn't that get closed up? Ever thought of making a documentary? I don't know your exact background in the movie scene, but probably got skills, knowledge in advance. I mean, maybe when I got some time, that's probably a good idea. They say this good thing is, I agree. The UK rejected God and welcomed every spook available to live there. They're regretting it. Bound to the immigrants. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's easy to love people from a distance. It's easy to love people from a distance, but it's hard to love them when they're in your house, and that's what's happening. But what's really happening is you have to look into the water issues that's happening in the Middle East. They're going to need to figure it out within the next probably 5 to 10 years. So, like, the reason that the Iran war is happening is because there was hundreds of thousands of Iranians in the streets because the water didn't work. The taps were dry because they're running out of water, and then they started killing their own protesters, and then apparently the spies that were in the IRGC, they got everybody together in one building, and that's when America and Israel attacked. Dems have had the alternate electorate in the past. Look in the past elections, it's not as big as issues left. Yeah, I'm sure it is. It never is. It never is. It's only if Trump does it. But it's like, that's politics. If you look into anything you're bitching about with Trump and just look into the left, they've done it too. It's politics. It's what they do. But the Trump administration is the only one complaining that the vote is not secure. So if he's going to tell you the vote's not secure and you're not going to listen or even look for any evidence, then they're just going to use the hole that they found. Asians should kick out white people from the whole of Asia. Well, if you don't like white people, USA military legally recruits 5,000 secrets each year. Crazy things possible because so much dependent on norms, not on laws. Trump would sell him his water. Does he got a water brand? Does he have a water brand? He probably will. And what's going to need to happen, what's ultimately going to need to happen, what most people don't have any idea about is about the water. The water. Turkey's not allowing the water to flow south into like Egypt and whatnot, and then all the cases. Somalia, the people in north of Somalia, upstream from Somalia, aren't allowing the water down into Somalia because their water's running out. They're using a lot of the water, so they started to put up dams, so they're getting less water. So the reason a lot of people are leaving is water, and it's running out very, very, very quickly. I'm a Republican voting liberal. Because of the Democrats going way off the bridge. And I definitely support Trump in closing the borders, and I support Trump in cleaning up the election, the holes in the election. I mean, like you're saying before, the people that say Trump had these fake or these false electorates. So did a bunch of liberals. Democrats did it too. No one wants to fix the holes in the election when they use those holes to win. Trump is going to be the savior by giving them billions for infrastructure. So there again. So you have the surrounding countries surrounding Iran that were willing to put in $300 billion, and it was marked up as Trump was giving them $300 billion. Do you seriously think Trump is an honest man? No, I think he's a politician, and I don't think you guys should trust the politicians, and I don't think you should base your futures on what politicians say to offer you. I think we absolutely need to come together as a community of American citizens and figure out community ways to help our communities, not ask the government for everything, because if we go to the government with a problem, they'll start a nonprofit, they'll start an agency, and then they'll fund that agency, and only a portion of that money will get to the problem. And if the problem goes away, the agency stops being funded. So they never want the problems to go away. And this is on the left and on the right. So the thing is, what we need to do is we need to find ways to help ourselves and shrink the amount of money that we have to give to the government. The thing is, we pay high enough taxes that everything should be easier and less expensive, especially when it comes to government services. But every time the government gets their hands on it, things get more expensive. So they never do a good job. But why do we keep asking them to do a better job when they never do? What happened to digging wells, charity water? They're not stealing money and digging wells. So they have dug wells. They're drying up. So the almost 90% of the aquifers, the historic aquifers, are drained. They only got about 10% water left, and the water that is in them is now being found to have salt in it. So the desalination of the Persian Sea. They're pulling the water out, desalinating, and then pumping the salt back in. So now the Persian Sea is now 50 to 80 times saltier than the ocean. So now you have to use more. And now the water that's soaking through the base back into the aquifers is now saltier. So it's making the fresh water now salt water. Yes. What do you think about PM of India? So I'm happy that he got rid of the education guy. I'm glad that the Indians stood up for themselves and got rid of the guy that was not the prime minister, the minister of education. That's good. That's right. I think everyone who gets a taste of power gets corrupted. Yeah, right. And we've known it. It's just when Trump's in power, when Republicans are in power, the Democrats that say, oh, and when the Democrats are in power, nobody bitches about it. The Republicans bitch, same thing, but the Republicans only have Fox News. The Democrats have like 8 stations. What do you think about the Islamic Mormons? I didn't even know about them, brother. Yeah, 6 years. I'm going to try to run in 6 years. If they get this voting thing fixed, if they do away with mail-in voting, and they fix the computer-based voting, I'm going to try to run in 6 years. Aquifers are underground. The Middle East must be raising water, sinking underground. So they're pulling oil out and water out, and they're sinking in, and that can cause these big ass towers that they're building to fall in on themselves. This is a thing that are talking about by 2030 is going to be an issue. That's less than 3 years, or that's less than 4 years. Sorry. What up, Richard? Not everyone. The host has a speech impediment. All right, Richard.
Fully loaded with fuel and guided weapons. However,
are you ableist, Richard? And
true technological marvel of the F-35B lies in its vertical landing capability, which relies on an intricate, synchronized thrust vectoring propulsion system. As the jet approaches the
that's
warship to
badass.
land after
Look, we have billions of other countries.
the pilot transitions
and I think that's what everybody finally. And here's the problem: is people are still listening to the leaders. People constantly try to obfuscate and keep pointing to Trump. But the problem isn't the Trump administration. The problem is politics in America. They've been robbing us for 50 years, and everything just seems okay. But when you realize how bad it actually is and how much more they're helping other people, and then saying, well, apparently you Americans have it just fine, so we'll bring in 25 million more people to add on top of it. Okay, so we've been arguing for free health care when we were Democrats. We were arguing for cheaper houses when we were Democrats. And then we got more expensive housing, more expensive healthcare, and then now a shitload more people that are going to use those services. And they're getting government assistance to do that. So they did everything that we didn't want them to do, but they promised for 40 years.
The aircraft into hover mode.
That's our fault. That's our
massive
fault.
Rolls-Royce lift fan positioned directly behind the cockpit opens its upper and lower doors, engaging with the main engine drive shaft via a specialized clutch to push columns of cold air straight down. Simultaneously, the main rear engine nozzle rotates dynamically downward by 90 degrees, vectoring thousands of pounds of hot afterburning thrust directly toward the deck surface. Smaller roll posts located under each wing provide constant lateral stability by venting bypass air. This allows the pilot to bring the multi-ton fighter jet to a complete stop in midair, hovering steadily over the pitching ship before gently descending vertically onto the flight deck.
Damn, that's tough. Realistically, Republicans are a more viable option because you have seen how vastly go submissive if you apply pressure. Meanwhile, Dems entrench and fight against bare demands. And like I said, like I was saying earlier, the Democrats now are using the Trojan horse theory. They're saying if you want cheap healthcare, if you want cheap homes, you've got to have open borders and soft on crime. So it's like, okay, we want this. We've wanted this for decades, but now you're saying this has to come along with it. It's not worth it anymore to vote Democrat. They're destroying the minorities by what they're doing. As the minorities get bigger, they then leave them behind and find another minority to put themselves behind. The problem with progressives in progressive politics in America is you only be part of them until you progress to where you want to be. But now you are considered the haves, not the have-nots. Now the government gave you what you wanted, but they're still a progressive party. So now you as a person want to conserve that. But the Progressive Party's got to keep being progressive. There's never an end point to the Progressive Party. They've got to keep progressing, keep raising taxes, keep spending more money. And that's a problem. We got enough money to not be spent. Yeah, I saw he was wearing that hat. I saw a clip of him wearing the Trump 2020. Yeah, I don't know if what's his face was what's the guy's name? Guy from California, Gavin Newsom. It might have been AI. That's all even that. In fact, younger generations are not having kids because it's too expensive, right? But that's the Democrats have been in power. So the thing is, that was a result. The thing is, people don't think, how did we get here? How did we get here? And when things were expensive and things were tough, they didn't protect the border. And then they allowed us. Oh, we can't do anything. We can't do anything about it. Okay, well, Trump did something about it on day one. And so that means that they could have done something about it. And now we have 25 million people, and there'll probably be 3 million people deported, and the rest of them will be given amnesty. And so now we've got that many more people that need all of these government programs. So what do we do now? Just bend over and take it? No, at least the Republicans are used to losing. Now they've been winning. And so now that they finally understand how to win, and it's by not giving our money away to everybody else. They've converted every Democrat I know except for a handful, like 3 or 4. Everybody, and the people that are still Democrats, they're Republican voting Democrats because they realize that the Democrats are Trojan horsing and they're shoehorning in socialism, communism. That's what it seems like. Listen, and Obama did a good job at it. Tom Homan under Obama did a good job at it. And Tom Homan's doing a good job under Trump, just like he did under Obama. Obama gave him an award, a presidential award for deporting 900,000 people. But people don't know that. People think Obama and Trump. No, Trump was a Democrat until he was a Republican. And Trump brought some of the good ideas from the Democrat Party over to the Republican Party. So it makes and the Democrats just got worse ideas now. So it's like we're still going to end up with cheaper health care. We're still going to end up with cheaper homes, more homes being built, and more homes being available if millions of the people that have these homes are leave.
Marine pilots practice this incredibly difficult maneuver through rigorous field carrier landing practice, at specialized air stations like MCAS Yuma, mastering the precise aerodynamic balances required to land safely without damaging the ship's heat-resistant deck coating.
That's tough. What
While
up,
the B
Adam?
model specializes in vertical operations for smaller decks,
Each time you mention parties,
the
why do
United
their party
States
sets the
Navy
policy?
relies heavily on
Why?
the
Why? What? Each time you mention party, why do the party sets policy? They're not doing a very good job. We've been using the same policies for decades. That what ended up happening is the Democrats decided to go soft on crime, and that includes federal crimes. Don't matter about the military capability. If China gets involved, we are in trouble considering China holds some of our debt. Yeah. Also, China's having a big problem too. People, in order to understand what's really going on with American politics, you have to understand what's going on around the world. China's having a very rough time right now. They're in an absolute pit, especially with all of their housing markets collapsing right now. They're basically where we were in 2008. So they have a bunch of people that had their money and their retirement in these future builds that ended up not getting built. So you've got millions and millions of people that lost all of their income in retirement and mid-age. So they're going through a lot of rough stuff too. Yeah, parties don't set policy, right? They enforce them. I think I understand what you're saying. I'm saying they're not enforcing the laws. They're not enforcing the policies. And a lot of the policies that were put into place up for the past 30 or 40 years that they're now finally being tested constitutionally are being found to be unconstitutional. Yeah, and there's no parties in the Constitution. There's no Democrats or Republicans in the Constitution. What up, Plus Ultra? Yep, they have entire ghost cities. But if you only listen to Chinese propaganda, you only listen to American propaganda, then you only know what they want you to say or what they want to say. You don't know what's actually going on. Elon Musk is short of selling government retirement. Oh, he is? Well, I mean, the government's screwing up. He's gonna. I mean, he can. If the economy goes, that money of his goes because that money is the United States economy. People are losing funds because inflating prices. It gets more expensive. That's why they lose money as we age. Yeah, it's one of them. I mean, but I made more money. My retirement went down. 401ks and stuff went down during the Biden administration and are now larger than they were now just in these past 2 years. And I think another thing is we don't teach our children anything about investing. We don't teach them how money works and whatnot. We created a bunch of consumers rather than a bunch of owners. We should have the kids, the adults, everybody should have to understand that we're in a capitalist society. And if they become part of it, they can benefit with it. It just owning small amounts, couple $1,000s a year, and putting it into the S&P 500. Or another fund, they can make, especially with compounding interest, you can make a lot of money and then things wouldn't be so hard on anybody. But that's our education system that screwed that up and didn't teach anybody. What up, Let's Subscribe? My retirement fund has not gotten any larger with either party. Whoever is president just doesn't work that way. I mean, I don't know where. Yes, it depends, brother. It depends where your money is. If your retirement's not in the S&P 500 or you just have it sitting in a I mean, if part of mine is in gold, and gold has went up severely. Part of mine's in silver. Silver's went up. When I invested in silver, it was at $20 an ounce. Now we're at like over 60. Why in the world the rest of the world wonders why you don't have free healthcare? All right. Sports. Are you trans? No, I'm not trans. Sorry, sports. You got to find one of those apps to get you one of these. What is boyfriend, girlfriend? Chinese investors are buying up American real estate. Yeah, well, they better because their dollar. It looks like the yen's not doing very well. It being backed on their housing. And if you see how when the Chinese Communist government went more capitalist, capito-communist, they started using real estate as the basis for their wealth. And they overbuilt. Trump rules third president. A lot of people have that. I don't think he'll do it. He's 80 years old.
Carrier-borne variant designed specifically for
Do you
large
work for
deck
the
supercarriers.
World Wrestling Entertainment? No, I worked for the IATSE union here. I worked in Hollywood, worked with Disney a lot, and they're buying dirt money, removing using me. That's what it looks like is going to happen. I can't charge it. 1%. Trump's the best ever American history. Your military is on the level of what movies depict as alien stuff. I think that's true. Absolutely, especially in other countries. It looks like alien technology. What's the subject? F-35Bs. Mud butters. Trump is temporary. Trump rules. He invented the wheel. Now he makes it perfect.
When compared directly to the land-based F-35A and the vertical landing F-35B, the F-35C
how do you about the United States slapping it on military housing being on Wall Street?
Wingtip control surfaces.
Okay, I don't know. Dan Trump self-invented fire humanity.
This increased surface
is there a precise
area
definition of
provides
American
the
dream?
extra aerodynamic lift required.
Yes, there is. There is a definition. The American dream. Not can dream. I can dream. Okay, here you go. All right, the American dream, the ethos, life. So the inalienable life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is the preamble of the Constitution. That's basically the American dream. But what a lot of people think of the American dream is being able to have a house, being able to be able to work for who you want to work for, or have the option to leave. So not be in slavery. You have freedoms of to be able to worship the God you want to worship, practice a religion you want to worship. Okay, that's it. A dream of a land where life should be better, richer, and fuller for everyone. Opportunity for each to, according to their ability or achievement. It's not a dream of motor cars and high wages, but a dream of social order in which each man and each woman shall be able to attain to the fullest stature of what they are innately capable, and by recognize for others for what they are, regardless of the fortuitous circumstances of birth or position. I am the American dream.
For stable, low-speed approaches during hazardous nighttime carrier landings. Furthermore, the wings of the F-35C can fold upward mechanically, allowing the large aircraft to fit into the tight parking spaces of a crowded flight deck. The F-35C is also built with heavily reinforced landing gear structures.
I live the American dream, and damn, it wasn't easy, but I'm here. I feel you, brother.
Structural stress of slamming
everyone wants to
onto a
come to the
carrier
U.S. and be
deck
rich
and catching an arresting wire to stop completely within 200
And what's interesting, if you talk to a lot of these migrants, it's a lot of them don't want to be Americans. They want American money, especially the Mexicans. A lot of people in Mexico and South America, they want to live there. But they don't have, if they can get to America and work here for 10 years, they can make a hell of a lot more money than they make it in 40 years in South America at the same standard type of jobs. So a lot of them, and that's why people don't chase citizenship. They don't want it. They want to come here and get money. Do you know how much money? I think it's $7 trillion. No, $7 trillion since 1991. Remittances to Mexico. Remittances, not sentences. I can't spell remittances. Most transfer value. Okay, so it's $60 billion annually. 61.79 billion. Inflow rose 2026. Transaction behavior. Okay, so a lot of freaking money, a lot of money that just leaves America, and does it never come back? Do they just convert it into the peso or whatnot? And here's an interesting thing: if they're converting it there, then that money's not being spent in America. So that actually funds a lot of Mexico's and South America's economies. Not really. The Nordic countries have a better opportunity to live a better life. I mean, not necessarily, Adam. It depends. So you're taxed to dog crap there. So you can't gain wealth there as quickly and easily as you can in America. So it depends what you want. I mean, if you want to just do your job and have health care, then yeah, sure, go there, no problem. It's also very cold. What's up, biggest Jets fan ever? The dream, because it's overpriced and has too much inflation, especially Norway. The pharmacies in Nordic countries ain't overpriced like America. I agree with that. Yep. Well, hopefully that's changing now. Now, with one of Trump's bills, the big beautiful bill, there was a thing called Most Favored Nations, which means if the pharmaceutical is designed in America with American taxpayer money, then we have to have the lowest price on that pharmaceutical. And it hasn't been like that, and now it will. That's running out. That's running up now. And there's also something called Trump RX where you can get the lowest rates on stuff, but people have to use it. The problem is when in a lot of pharmacies, when you go to the pharmacy, the insurance company works with the pharmacies and will say, okay, that pill's it's $30 for your prescription or $100 for your prescription. But if you would have got it without insurance, it could have been cheaper, because that price is the price that the pharmacy worked with the insurance company, not necessarily the price that you could have got it at a cash discount. And people don't know that. We don't teach people that. This is reasons we don't teach them that, because they want to be able to rob everybody.
Feet. Managing these high-stakes operations requires flawless coordination across the ship. High above the deck in primary flight control, officers watch over every single F-35C movement, tracking aircraft positions on a specialized digital display board to ensure the landing area remains completely clear and safe.
The Canadian dream, brother. Bam.
Down on the loud, chaotic flight line, the catapult control station takes charge.
Charger's not going fast, though. So
Catapult crew members
you said
work
that 100
quickly
times.
under intense wind conditions to attach the aircraft's nose gear launch bar directly into the high-powered catapult shuttle mechanism embedded in the flight deck. The pre-flight process is fast, intense, and highly coordinated.
Like a dance. Beavers and
Ground
truckers.
handlers clad in
If the migrants have no country banking their money in the system while they work for free in the United States as slaves, if they get free food and housing, probably, because that's worth a lot more to them. And a lot of people don't consider that modern day slavery just because they get food and houses. Slaves have always got food and houses. It's cheap labor. So it's very cheap for the company. So if the companies can work with the government to say, hey, give these migrants, food assistance and housing assistance, so then companies are getting very, very, very cheap labor, and that labor, the money that, if any, that the migrants make doesn't go to housing or food. So it just seems like they're trying to sneak in slavery. They would replace the F-18 Super Hornets with the F-35 Lightning. All right, brother Cypress. There you go. What's up, bro? You're on early. Yeah. I've been on for an hour and 45 minutes now, Trey. I got my work out of the way early.
colorful jerseys use rapid hand signals to guide the pilot precisely onto the catapult track. The pilot increases engine power to full military thrust, checking all flight control surfaces as the jet strains violently against the mechanical holdback bar.
Jeez, dude.
With a final crisp salute from the pilot to the catapult
And that's one of the arguments for that logic and reason. Right, they do pay taxes, but they also get more back for the taxes that they pay than the citizen. And this is the citizen's argument. So if you're getting $10,000 in food assistance and every 3 months in food assistance and housing assistance, and then you pay taxes off the money that's given to you, that's completely different. You know, if they're working for that, they're getting food and shelter for free. And we're not. That's I think why a lot of people are pissed. Will you work for food and housing exchange for money? Right? Yeah, that's what we do now. I mean, a lot of people do. A lot of people barely have anything to scratch by, and we absolutely should. We should have more. And the thing is, we shouldn't be paying the taxes we're paying. If we're giving enough taxes to help all of these other people also, then why were we paying so much taxes before they showed up? That means our taxes could have been lower. It definitely seems like a spending problem. Migrants do not pay taxes; they don't have to. Yeah, they're not. They're paying sales tax. That's the problem with the way that they word it. They want to use the word taxes Yeah, right. But they're not paying freaking Social Security. They're not paying any of that, any federal income tax, state income tax, maybe state income tax if they're in a sanctuary city. But yeah, they're supposedly Trump's approval rating is under 40% now, and Trump's going to bomb bridges, power plants. He's been saying for a minute now. I don't think so. Hot take: slavery is wrong. First of all, 90% of Africans that were voted off of here are better off than the Africans that were not. I mean, that's true. And also, slavery is still going on. There's more slaves in the world today than there was back during the North Atlantic slave trade. That's something that we should be fighting against. Can't stay long. Got to get on the desktop and get the work done. See if you are. Yeah, I'll probably take a break in a little bit, but I'll be back on for tonight, Strong, brother. What was I looking up? I was looking up. Fees got raised, got higher and higher. Rent is not taxed yet. Housing rent is higher. Yeah, right. None of that should be right. But think about how many more people are here that need houses. Did you see what's going on in Ohio? Ohio's housing market is now taking a big dip because they just unfortunately for the Haitians, 50,000 Haitians just are leaving Springfield, Ohio. So now there's all of those homes coming back on the market. And you have to wonder, if you have all of these people that are getting government assistance in the states and the cities that they're getting the government assistance for housing, that those houses, and we have people that are living on the streets, and we're inviting people into the country, and they like, you don't see non-citizens as homeless people. More slaves today are just worker slaves. Like, if you know about the parks out of Dubai, I do. Yep. You know about slaves. Yeah, there's a lot of them too. Who pays for the illegal migrants when they can't find a job? Right, we do. They go into, if they're in a sanctuary city, we do. We pay for it. And then they raise our taxes because they've spent, the governments have always spent all their money. Like, every single city that deals with migrants is in a deficit, which means they've already spent all of their money. And then they get health care and everything too. But when they're getting health care paid for by the government, don't you think that these jerk-hole health companies are going to raise the prices, knowing that millions of people are going to be using their services that will be paid for by the government, and then so the government will be paying the tab? So they raise their prices for all. So they don't care about us. You can't go. Okay, I got to get back to work. Big thumbs up. But thank you, Strong, brother. 1% Africa to quarter to 24. Big. Actually, slaves, traditional, they're still paid, but it's conventional slavery. Modern day slavery. Do not let that passport. Do not let them take your passport. Yep, that's exactly what they do. People living in the streets are not offered housing to live for free. So your argument is not to say you have no idea what you're talking about. You have no clue what you're talking about. People living on the streets are offered housing. They absolutely are offered housing. And the very few that are, but here's the problem, is the government plan set up, like why people are so mad at California, because California took like $24 billion to help start building infrastructure for the homeless, including individual housing. They were supposed to build like 100,000 homes, and they built 100. So they've got the money to start getting the people off the streets. They just spent it wrong. They had to use it for other things. So they've got the money to offer these people, and they put these people on lists. They're not building the houses, and then because they know that there's going to be a markup on the way through, because they keep adding things on to make sure that it's got to be inspected 8 times by 8 different groups for each for like the foundation, every other step that goes through. They're nickel and diming it, knowing that the government's paying for it. I don't think you understand what's going on. Logic and reason. Use your logic and reason. You just want to hate. Citizens pay for illegals, higher taxes. Slave to employers will punish them. I was homeless for years. Just ask you. There you go.
In an instant, the high-pressure catapult fires, violently accelerating the F-35C from 0 to 150 miles per hour in just 2 seconds, launching it off the bow into flight. This incredible combination of advanced life support technology, custom-fitted pilot equipment, and raw mechanical power ensures
How many
that
years
modern
homeless people are
military
supposed to wait to
aviation
give a safe
remains
place?
completely
So what's coming out now after like yesterday or the day before, I think it was Friday, when the new housing information, homeless information came out in LA, they found that it went up like 7%. Rather than dropping 3% like they said it was supposed to. Well, they went around and they were asking people if they wanted housing. And a lot of people said no, if there was a requirement to stay clean off of drugs. And a lot of people want to stay where they're at and live in the lives they're living. And then that requires then saying, hey, you got all these homeless people. Well, you need help from the government. So they're getting more help from the government. But not the homeless people. It's the organizations above the homeless people that say they're helping. There was a guy that was sued for, he went to jail because he stole $24 million from the government, saying he was going to help feed the homeless. So he bought a pallet of ramen noodles and he bought one of those 5-gallon jug water coolers so that they could heat up and get that. And so he spent like $2,000 and he got awarded $24 million for it. And like they've been doing things like that. It's absolutely crazy. I'll have to listen to that again. People are homeless. More people. Yes. And now Karen Bass came out, I think it was Saturday, and said, oh, we got to change what we've been doing for the past 50 years. Good idea, Karen Bass. Please explain why to me there are homeless people in America. Drugs is all like the DEA says that they estimate 95% of the homeless in California are because of drugs. A lot of these people they wouldn't be homeless if they would go back to their families. There's a lot of people that have parents and stuff, but their parents kick them out because they're on drugs. So they go and they stay in the streets and they just stay high all the time. They're getting clean needles and clean pipes from the government. They're getting access to cash assistance from the government. But who do you think they're spending that cash assistance on? Drugs. I mean, they've gotten so much money. They could absolutely be paying rent. They get assistance for all that. They just want to be where they're at. 90% of homeless people just don't want to do their drugs and live their life in a tent and be left alone. Yeah, I agree. If I would have known they would home the houseless, I would not have bought my house. F. Karen Bass, horrible person, domestic terrorist. Agreed. He's come, he's go. And imagine being the cartels. Imagine being one of the cartel leaders in Mexico, knowing that California is paying the drug addicts. They're giving them money, right? So, and they're staying high. They're high in the streets, so they're buying their drugs. They don't have problems finding the drugs. Drugs aren't cheap. And they're getting high every day. They don't have to pay for needles. They don't have to pay for pipes and spoons and freaking foil and whatnot. It's all provided by government or government assistance. Drugs is dumb rhetoric. I don't believe drugs are the reason for homelessness. It's inflation. I disagree, brother. Listen, I disagree. It depends who you listen to. If you listen, I was blessed to have worked in the movie industry, and I've talked to people that are absolutely in and around at Los Angeles. And even then, this was 3 years ago. It was absolutely. The amount of drug use. This is what will help you grasp the drug effect. Look at how much money LA pays for drug. I can't remember the name of the programs. It's called safety. It's safe drug use, like how to make sure it's hundreds of millions of dollars. So they wouldn't need to spend hundreds of millions of dollars if tens of thousands of people weren't in LA on drugs. Everybody needs to know that a DEA, CIA is responsible for issues. Yep, absolutely. I mean, most older people know that. Homeless people don't get cash assistance from the government. You're now. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. What are you talking about, dude? You're either very young or very naive. They absolutely get cash assistance. You stupid illegals can't get. They have to work. Americans that hire them know they are illegals and you're illegal against them. Yeah, I know. No, it's not against me. You need a street address to get cash assistance. Listen, you really need to look into what they're doing to get cash assistance. Why do you think they're voting? How do you think they're voting? They're using other addresses. They get the card, they use another address, or they use their cell phone, which is given to them. Then that card is refilled. Then they use those cards. You have no idea what's going on, my friend, because you don't want to. Have you ever considered becoming a Muslim? No. Have you ever have? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The ex-DEA agent Barry Cooper said it's called letting the dope walk. The DEA will do controlled delivery and watch houses and no arrest let it flow. It's exhausting. California needs to be defunded of the movie industry, just like Georgia needs to be defended of the movie industry. Travel and terror, travel and tourism, California-related drugs, both are stupid. I agree. It's all right. This dude is lying. It's as if I don't watch Fox News. You have no idea what you're talking about, dude. You need to spend. What are you listening to? CNN? Where did you get the information? Where did you get your information, Logic? I want you to cite it. I want you to cite your facts. You got no idea what you're talking about. You don't think they use addresses? You don't think they use the homeless centers as addresses? You don't know that they have mail centers inside of those homeless centers, and the homeless in the communities can go into there and get like a P.O. box? You don't know that? Oh, you didn't look into it? You just thought that Fox News said something? No, dude, you're not using your logic and reason. You name yourself something and then become the man you hate. You're crazy. No, I didn't. You did. You did. Biden issued ATM cards preloaded with 20,000 new illegals, also lodging and healthcare. Right. And they didn't have addresses. Oh, wait a minute. They don't got addresses. Once you're homeless, it's extremely hard to get back to where I am. I got my information from the BBC. Georgia needs to be defunded from the movie industry. I think it's happening. I think they're going to go to Texas. I understand that mostly related to drugs, but I'm speaking about people who normally used to have a decent job day to day. They become homeless. There's not as many of them as you would think. The thing is, so the narrative is that that's what it is. It's a bunch of people. Trump ruined the economy. Now these people are living on the streets. That's like less than 1% estimated. So you have people, and remember, people have families. There's also churches and mosques and what you call that other houses of worship that you can go to get housing. In America, if you're on the streets, you want to be on the streets. There is a small percentage of people that don't have family or anything, but it's not tens of thousands of people. Oh my God! Yes, they have cash. All they have to do is sign up for cash systems to call, refill the car, same as EBT. Yes, absolutely. He just doesn't want to believe it. What are the homeless centers have mailboxes for? Fellas, please. What? There's a big lawsuit going on now. Look at Spencer Pratt's X if you want to, and there's data, there's links to go through all of it, all of the wackadoo. They have homeless shelters and homeless information centers. I want to say it's called Homeless Information Center. One of the buildings, it has a bunch of fake, I don't know if it's fake or not, but it looks like it's got a bunch of the Wilmington, it starts with the W, Williamson Center or something like that, and it's where a bunch of the homeless people can go to get like blood tests, checkups and whatnot. And when they're there, like if you look into where they were signing the homeless up to vote and things like that, they were going around offering. And there's also people, there's vans, homeless encounter vans, I think they're called, and they drive around to the homeless people and sign them up, and then say, if you want to contact your family or whatever, you can send letters. If you need to get anything from the doctors, whatever, they set up basically PO boxes inside, and this is a lot of things that they were voting out of. Biden received thousands of fraudulent mail-in ballots in the middle of the night. Yep. That part and segregate. The only thing they need to do is carry this Addy when they don't need an address when they dig up the EBT card they get right from the right. They just keep calling in and get it refilled. I don't like Trump nuclear deal with Saudi, to be honest. Billy should have him. I agree. But homeless housing is temporary. Okay, cool. Quality Hearing Center. Yep, it seems like it. And why Ohio? Because along with 6 other states determines presidential election. Reasoning next post. Right. So, but now, DA, now they move. The Democrats moved it from Ohio. Now that all of the Haitians are being sent out, they moved it from Ohio to South Carolina just in the past couple of days. The caucus. The Ohio. Yeah. Please tell us homeless centers so people can get mailboxes. I thought mailboxes harvesting was illegal. Yeah, it seems like it. It seems like it's illegal. Like the video, and now I went to the Quality Hearing Center and why they have so many typos when I hit send.
Unmatched in its global lethality.
Figures it's over.
That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content.
All right, let's see what we can find here. Let's see what we can find. All right. All right. Okay, right here, brother. Homeless individuals in Los Angeles can receive mail for free through local shelters, charitable organization, and general delivery services called the Midnight Mission. So then look up the lawsuits and the funding for the Midnight Mission. Like 60, the guy bought it for like $6 million one day, and a few days later sold it to the homeless industrial complex for like $60 million. Quality is, with all the due respect, the video you should be watching is the scourge of the homeless. It's officially illegals can't vote, but illegals are counted in the census and determines how many congressional seats in each state by entering swing states. Yeah, I saw that letter that they found. That was from Freedom of Information Act that said that they needed to do what they needed to do what they could before Trump took office to make sure that as many illegals got amnesty as possible, and they wanted to extend TPS for like 7 other groups of people. Mailboxes set up for homelessness could mean illegals vote third party. Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Where I originally got this information was from Spencer Pratt. He was saying that the 43,000 votes that went up for Nithya Raman and 0 for him came from the 43,000 homeless people that were in there. Any aliens entering Earth should be counted as illegals. How does it feel to know that Indian temples represent wormhole travel? She and their engineers. Totally true. We're all alien hybrids. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, and people don't know. If people don't know something, it's because they don't want to know it. They believe what they hear on their news stations, and because listen, if they told you what is true, but straight out on the news, then if they get caught doing this election rigging, they'll be complicit. So they don't make it very public. Deport the alien hybrids. They're snatching ducks from the city ponds. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, they got to stay hungry. Another thing is it depends on what state you live in is a huge factor. Yep. Yeah, it knows. Okay, let's see. Yeah, mail service is available for anybody that wants mail. Also offers haircuts for men and women, children 5 days a week. Is available until a beautician for women is available until noon. Mail service provided for anyone who wants to receive mail at the agency. If people are homeless and have no mailing address, but you could use this for proper automation to have your mail sent. Mail is distributed at a special window. So imagine that person that's behind that window getting a bunch of these votes. Spencer Pratt is the Republican. He was a Democrat that then switched to being a Republican when his house burnt down in the Palisades. He ran for mayor. Look up the Indian Slim. The Indian Slim. Watch the video. Side note, everyone I grew 3 inches. Where it counts today. They like to count. Watch what now? The Indian Sim. Oh, I saw it. The GTA 5 India. GTA 5 like India simulator. Not Spencer Shea.
Someone is creating a Grand Theft Auto inspired open world action game taking place in India.
So you're saying homeless shelters
could do absolutely anything you want.
So you're saying homeless shelters could then set up third-party mailboxes where people could vote? Yes. They can set up in the shelters and in the information centers where, like I said, there's places where you can go to get haircuts and whatnot. And like, if you go see a doctor, yada, 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 you can set up, say, I need to receive mail. I need to set up. And this is where they're setting up. This is where they're getting their cell phones. This is where they're getting their EBT. This is where they're getting their cash assistance cards. This is where they get their vote. And remember, it's illegal in California for them to check your ballot or whatever. And there's places with like thousands of people's votes are sent to, or ballots are sent to one place. So how do those get distributed? They just stay in the box until the person walks in and says, "Oh, hey, I want to check to see if my mail-in ballot came in." I realized years ago when I went to welfare and people saw Cadillacs leaving with their benefits. Right, Cadillac's a high-end car, luxury car in America.
And explore a beautifully unique crafted world. This is Mumbai Gullies. It is a game inspired by the amazing contrast of life of the Mumbai city, a city where the landscape changes every few meters. At one glance you could see towering skyscrapers, and on the other glance you could see miles-long slums and take on bandits in the busy streets, and also control any cars that you'd like in an open world. The game will also include a full-fledged prison with prisoners roaming around and living their day-to-day life and more.
That's different. That's different. Indian Simulator. How come the rest of the United States cannot get free food and free phones like this and free place to live? Good question. Good question, Trail. And because the Democrats, the Democrat establishment obviously made a choice to say that we're not voting the way that they want them to vote. They want us to vote. So they're bringing in people to start setting stuff up. I really wish I had a copy of the letter. I'll see if I can find it before tonight's stream. Speaking of addresses, do you know, guys, do you know what a residential address is? I use one for my LLC. Oh, well, I mean, you can go, you should be able to go to any post office and get a PO box and set it up as your business address. And there's such thing as a free place to live. Yep, they're definitely state by state. I thought I'm going to see if I set up I saw LLC and set up the United States Postal. I thought you could too. We are the Republicans of the world, the world colonies. There are many enslaved Earths out there believing in the politics. You don't even need to have a building to have a limited liability. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You don't? No, you just have to have a place to receive mail. Also, India announced that they're going to make cleanliness a habit. I saw that. That's good. Listen, people are embarrassed. You know, it's hard to talk to people in India that live in the areas where it's very, very dirty. But listen, it can be fixed. Your government has been spending its money wrong. Now that there's India simulators and stuff set up that kind of exacerbate or amplify what's going on in those areas where it's really bad, the government then can no longer not, hide their head in the sand. They got to actually do it. And I think things like that simulator, not this one, the one we're going to find here, is what's pushing that. Homeless usually don't vote. Usually. Does the state of Georgia have these third-party mailboxes set up? Yeah, absolutely. Yes. You can go. There's a bunch of companies like the here. Look. Yeah, no, there's lots of them, dude. There's lots of them. Here, let's do this. What's it called? What's the place called? Pack mail near me. Okay.
Mail near me around Peach
So
City.
the UPS store, Staples, and there's one called Pack Mail, PAC, in Georgia here. Pack Mail near me. So you can go to Pack Mail. Oh, it's PAK. Sorry. So you can go to Pack Mail, and they've got mailboxes here. Where's the website? Yeah, Pack Mail. Is it specialty shipping? No. Yeah, right there. Here you go, brother. You go to business services, and then it says business services and business mailboxes right there, and you can get mailboxes. Why rent a mailbox? When you rent a mailbox, you get a real street address for your business. It'll collect and sign for your mail-in package. Confidentiality. No more letting important documents sit out. Yada, yada, yada. Yep, absolutely. Since cleanliness is a part of their culture, India is not. As point of the yes, but the point of a residential is to save taxes. If an LLC in Nevada, you say you live tax cheaper mailbox. Yes, right. That's why a lot of businesses are based out of Delaware and states that don't have sales tax or corporate tax. I meant the dead still vote. I guess the homeless can too. Yeah, brother. Right. Yeah. Trump does have a historic negative U.S. population flow. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Okay, let's see. What was I looking for? Oh, yeah, the India simulator. Sorry. Here it is.
May mắn là bạn vừa xem được Indian Simulator, một video game do một nhà sáng tạo
does the state of Georgia have homeless shelter center? Yes, they do. They do.
Ý kiến phổ biến về Ấn Độ nên chỉ sau vài ngày đăng tải, video đã nhanh chóng lọt top tìm kiếm trên mạng. Hãy cùng xem nội dung của nó có gì nhé. Mở đầu, tác giả giới thiệu sơ qua về trò chơi với những lời như mô phỏng chân thực, nội dung phong phú, nhưng phần đó không quá quan trọng nên chúng ta bỏ qua. Ngay cảnh đầu tiên đã khiến nhiều người bật cười. Nhân vật chính đang mua đồ ăn ở một quầy ven đường. Vấn đề vệ sinh thì khỏi phải bàn, nhưng điều khiến người ta chú ý hơn là thứ đang được nấu trong chiếc nồi kia.
Okay, all right, you get the point. Yes, they do. And like Atlanta, and in and around Atlanta, and all large cities, they have funding for homeless and places for the homeless. A lot of places get like hotel rooms and stuff, and like pretty bad areas of town and whatnot. But to help with the homeless. True. Okay, Japan should be following Indian babies culture, but they're going extinct. It does seem that way, Adam. The Indian government wants to direct them to Japan. India just announced they're going to make clinics. Yeah. So, but yeah, you can get third party. I mean, there's people from all around the country that can get post office boxes all around. If you want to appear that you're based out of like these pack mail places, you can have mail forwarding. So if you want to do business in Georgia, but you live in Ohio, then you can set up a pack mail address in Georgia and be like, send your bills here, blah, 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 15 North Street, Georgia. And then the mail will go there. Then it'll be forwarded to your house or your business or your other pack mail in another state. Yeah, and people that have no idea. And when we talk about the voting issues, and especially when it looks like what's going on with the vote, like especially with the homeless, if the homeless can vote, and then you have sanctuary cities that think that the non-citizens should have a vote. They live here. They should be able to vote on what we do with our business. That's what they say. That's their point behind it. Yeah, it's so funny how accurate the sim is. The Indians smell like complete cheese, dude. You look like Newton. Very good personality. Thank you, Vinny, brother. Thank you, my friend. All right, let's see what we can find. All right, 6:10. I'm gonna have some dinner. Where are we at here? Where are we at? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a stream. We'll be back on in probably about 8 o'clock. It's 10 after 6, so about an hour, 2 hours. I gotta check the chickens, pick up the eggs, make sure that they got freaking water and food and whatnot. All right, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't. We'll be back in about 2 hours. All right, love y'all.